It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chicago Bears, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
Soldier Field opened back in 1924 with the Bears becoming tenants in 71, and what a home field advantage it has become here in Chicago. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Now, Charles, you and I, we've done a lot of games together. Always seems like we're rehashing the same storylines. Turnovers, of course, always a big story. Quarterback play, running backs, yada, yada, yada. But getting ready for this one word kept coming to mind, and that's preparation.
Well, it's critical to be prepared. Physically, mentally. When you think about getting ready for an NFL game, you have to wonder, what will they throw at us?
Yo, what up, YouTube? Back again with another video. Alright, about Madden 25. Right now, in terms of like my impressions, I know I did make, during the stream, I did kind of give like an overall view of the game on the first day of release. This is more of like, after a couple of games in, really getting the feel for the game, and what I think probably needs some fixing, like in a hurry, is when you get the game on Friday, there is an issue with just the defense in general. Like, defense is tough to play, and part of the reason why it's tough to play is responsiveness on offense. One of the things you encounter is the switch stick. You really have to train your brain not to touch the right stick if you don't want to be switching all over the place on defense. So that's something you just gotta try to remember. The game is heavily stacked on the offensive side of the ball, so getting turnovers is huge in this game. The offense wins 50-50 of most of the plays, so it's kind of like lopsided right now in terms of like the amount of power the offense has to the defense. So just keep that in mind when you get to play, when you get the game, I mean. And with that being said, you got to be real keen on like what kind of playbooks you choose. I happen to be using the Raiders defense, and I'm using the Buffalo Bills offense because they kind of have the kind of offense that I generally run. So that's why I'm using that defense and offense per se. So you pick whatever fits your need. You can select from whichever of the 32 teams offensive playbook you want to use. The only thing as of right now, you cannot use custom playbooks. They did say they will allow us to use custom playbooks post launch. I don't know how far, maybe September, October, I don't know. They didn't give a time frame in the Gridiron notes, so that's something we have to wait for. But as of right now, you can only use the playbooks assigned to the 32 teams. And of course, you can also use run and shoot, balance, all the extra playbooks that's in there. You can use that as well. Yeah, man. So that's really it right now in terms of the way this game plays. It's just, I don't know, man. I just think the game just needs to be tuned. It needs to be tightened up. Because the defense, they react kind of slow, I think, to their areas of responsibility. There are times where they actually, you see it in this game. I mean, I got the interception because the guy was playing the correct zone. So I'm not going to say it's all the way bad, but it's not like the way I remember it in 24. I like the line, the line play, the defensive line and the offensive line. I like the play. I like the fact that when you send blitz, they actually come at the quarterback. So I mean, that's a good thing. It's just the way the zones react sometimes. It just needs to be tuned up a little bit. There's a play in here where I come in clean, I think it's through the B gap, and the guy just whiffed the tackle. It didn't make the tackle on the running back, so it can be frustrating. I mean, you see that just like I say, it's not all the way bad, but it's not like what you're used to, if you know what I mean. So you have to get used to this play style. It's gonna take some getting used to. It is gonna be a lot of frustration in the beginning parts. So just keep that in mind. You have to get used to the way the game plays. But I also think the game still needs tuning. So maybe they'll do that within a couple months. I mean, the coming months. I mean, but just leave the line play alone. Leave the offensive line play alone. You're gonna see later on in this game it's going to take me a while to start calling my plays because I had to make sure I use the line protection the way it's designed to be used. Know who's blocking who you're letting free, know who you're double teaming. Those stars on the line, if you don't double team them, you can see I keep getting beat up in the backfield. If you don't double team, they come at you. The blitz come at you. Do you know what I mean? Like they come, the star players come at you on the line. I like it. I mean, it can be annoying, but it's better than. I think that's kind of what's kind of helping the defense a little bit now because the line play is okay. If there was literally no pass rush, like the zones would be bad. They'll be bad. It's hard to just play straight up man bump because your guys can get straight up ghosted. If you bumps on the outside and you don't have safety help, you can get blown by. So that's why the zones need to work more effective. I think they're okay. They need to be tuned up. I just think they need to be tuned up, like really tuned up and cleaned up, basically. So, but in terms of this game, I mean, early parts seems like I was doing well, and these years where I started, like just trying to make sure I get my line right. And you can still see even with double team, sometimes like they don't hold. See double team, and that's what forced that throw early. I really wanted to go to the right side of the field. I wanted to run on the flow concept of that play, but yeah, I wanted to run the right side. But you can see the double team on Chris Jones. It's just just not holding. Another thing too, when you do double team, you got to make sure you do half shades because you could be double teaming like an end, or like how I was double teaming Chris Jones, and you can leave the end open. So you gotta do a half shade to basically shift your line over and just kind of just watch the blocks. Because what I'm seeing a lot of some of the guys I'm playing here, they just get into the line. Like even this guy, he just gets to the line, just snap the ball. Like he's not checking the line protection. So you really gotta look at the line protection, make sure you're blocking correctly before you throw the ball. So just try to keep that in mind. What else have I noticed? I think generally most of the questions I've been getting asked is like, what do I feel about the game? It's Madden every year, man. It's like it's always a work in progress. That's probably the best way for me to describe this game. It's a work in progress. It would be nice if Madden comes out every year and they take what they did last year, improve on it, and give us a better product the next year. But it just seems like every year it's a brand new game from scratch, and you need a couple of months into the game to know what the game really is. That's the play I'm talking about. I shot the right gap, got to the quarterback, and didn't engage the runner. He just like went to the left. I mean to the right. Things like that. So like I said, the game heavily favors the offense. This play right here, Moore supposed to be running a comeback. He just kept running the field like on a streak. He just forgot to come back. I gotta throw the ball because the rush is coming. So I'm releasing it early, anticipating him just breaking off his route and come back to the ball, but he never broke off. Because I've been getting hit in the backfield so much, I kind of think I probably threw that pass too early, maybe. But I had to let it go. Because I think the way my running back came back to block for me, I thought somebody got through the line, so I just got rid of it. And this pass right, another one. So I mean, that would be picked off last year, and that's just a miss interception. Like I saw it coming, and I was trying to bait him to wait like I was going to the flats and then come back to the middle. But that didn't happen. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, it always seems like the game starts off as this one is. It's a completely rebuilt game from the ground up. It seems like there's an angle to the game that's different from 24. The way it angles on the field, you really have to get used to it. I don't know if they did it because of the ball trajectory. I don't know. But there's like an angle you have to get. I'm starting to get used to it now. But initially when I start the game, and it makes it difficult to know what the defense is doing. So I'm telling you, you're gonna see what I mean on Friday. You're gonna be like, what? Like it looks, I don't know. It's like the field is flatter or something. Like the way the camera angle is on the field. It's not like 24 where it sits up a little bit higher, like above the quarterback's shoulder. It seems like you're sitting like behind the camera, sitting behind the quarterback. So when you're looking upfield, you can kind of hard to gauge the angle of the ball sometimes. So But like I was saying, in terms of like year to year, is there's things that's good in 24, and we know the things that are bad. Like correct those things moving into the next game, and you just build upon game, year after year. But that's just not what they do. Instead, we get a completely new, revamped game, and then they just fix problems through the course of the year. And I don't know how long that's for people in general. I think a lot of people are getting tired already of just going through that same process year after year after year after year. Where you can have a good product, but it's just one or two things. I mean, I've seen the same thing with Call of Duty. It's like, man, Call of Duty could be good if they just fix this, this, and this, but they never fix it. And they just let it linger all year, and then the next game comes out, they'll fix it in the next game, but then the next game has another problem they got to deal with. And that's kind of what I see with Madden year after year after year. It just seems like they'll take one step forward and two steps backwards. So this is the Madden cycle, man. Like I said, it's like the game can be fun. It's just there's just some things that just is keeping it from being what it's supposed to be. And right now, I just think the defense needs help. The amount of firepower the offense has, the defense needs help, or you're not going to be able to stop anybody. Like the higher you climb, you're going to see how hard it is to stop people. It just gets harder and harder. I think right now I'm in silver 2. I think silver 1. I'm trying to get to silver 2. And yeah, the harder you get up, the harder it's going to be to stop people. If the defense doesn't correspond, I think match needs tuning. It's more of like a response than anything. Like the way they respond to the ball, like the ball's in the air, the way they respond to the players. Sometimes it seems like they take forever to do what they're supposed to do. And there are times when they react accordingly. So I'm like, it's not all bad. It just needs like a tighten up. They need to tighten it up, like tune it up. So, but I'm trying to come back in this game. I was down 27-14 in the third quarter. See if I can stop him here from scoring. The reason why this pick happened, I switched off of this guy. I was controlling him, and I ran him to the middle, and I did a switch stick because I'm trying to cover the tight end running towards the post on the right side of the field. So because I left him in the middle, the wide receiver coming all the way across to try to throw backfield, and that's why that pick happened. It wasn't planned, but it was good the way it happened. Like I moved him down the middle, and then I switched stick to somebody else. And then when I left him in the middle, he was able to cover the guy coming across. It's kind of crazy. But nonetheless, I tied the game off that interception. And let's see if we can hold him. Right now, because he comes out in 2-1-2, I'm saying this is all heavy blitz. I'm just blitzing. Yeah, I'm sending everybody after him. Because I haven't blitzed all game. I'm trying to mix up my call. I've been playing coverage most of the game, so when I do blitz, especially on a formation like that, it's kind of a surprise. Yeah, I'm in heavy cover 2. That was a good call, but he just threw the ball out of bounds. Yeah, blitzing again. So I mean, with the blitz, like the blitz gets there, like it does what it's supposed to. It's not overpowering. There's a little bit of urgency to your blitzers when when you send them. So that's a good thing. Around this next play, you're gonna see me try to set up my blocks. It's gonna take me some time because I'm trying to set up my blocks. You can see I'm double teaming Chris Jones. Show it again. Got my tight end going out. Alright, got my running back on the end over here because I double team Chris Jones, so the end is to my running back, which he gets, and then I'm able to get my tight end. So that's like probably one of the biggest things I'll say is because of the way the line play is, be mindful of who you're blocking, especially when you're passing the ball, because they'll get beat. The line play is really good, especially if you have players like Bosa, Chris Jones, those star players on the line. It's hard to just leave them not double team. One-on-one, they're beating their guys one-on-one most of the time. Not all the time, but I'll say 75% of the time they're winning, so you have to double team them. Or you're not going to have enough time to throw the ball. Like I said, which is a good thing in the game. The line play is good. It's the zones behind it that just needs a little bit tuning, I think. And you got to get used to the new camera angle on the field. And what else? What else needs attention? I mean, that's really it, man. You tighten the zones up. I think you do a pretty good game. You're able to stop the run if you got the right run defense called. So that's one thing I've noticed. I really haven't had problems stopping the run, especially when I know my opponent's gonna run. And if you're coming from CF25, Madden is a slower game. So if you're used to the fast pace of 25, you might be frustrated playing Madden because it's not a fast twitchy game. But we'll see what happens. What they share on their first patch whenever they release it. Because one thing I've always noticed with the patch, there's always things that they put in the patch that I didn't even know was a problem. So in other words, they know a lot. Then they know a lot in there from what I've seen. My complaints is I just think the zone needs a little bit of tuning to it. Because as you go up the ranks, it really is going to be hard for you to stop people. You're going to have a hard time stopping people. If you know what you're doing on offense, you can gut the defense. And the reason why I struggle with the Bears sometimes is my line play. I get hit in the backfield a lot. I really gotta watch who's blocking who. So even when I double team Chris Jones, he almost came through there. I gotta know he's in a cover 2 right here for me to throw these double streaks to the left. I help my line because I'll be able to get rid of the ball fast. Because if I wasn't, I'd have got hit. That would be another sack. So things like that. And the reason why I say I like it is because it forces me to think of what the defense is in. So if I can do that on my end to help my offensive line, I mean, somebody is taking forever to throw the ball or to get to the line, they're not paying attention to the line of scrimmage, just get up there like he does, just gets up to the line and snaps the ball and goes. Then there should be a disadvantage to doing that, I think. So right now it heavily favors casuals right now. If you're a tough Madden player and you rank up really well, like the higher you get up in rank, the harder it is going to be to stop people. That's what I'm seeing so far. Like open up the game, sign up, just playing around. It's fine, but the higher you go in rank, the harder it's going to be to stop people. That's my takeaway so far. Defense needs help. So because I've been throwing all game, you can see he's playing a lot. I'm in a lot of pass formations, and he's not playing against the run. So I got a light box here, so I'm just gonna keep running my inside zone runs. And if he stops me, then I just kick a field goal, make it a 2-possession game. But he's having a hard time stopping me because I have his defense spread out and 3 wide receiver sets, and I'm just running the ball. If I was him, I'll start crashing the safety down, just start cheating a little bit. Or call him on different formation where you're stacking the box with more linebackers and more defenders. Right now it's open for the run, so I'm just running. Having him burn his time out. Alright, y'all. Game is ending here. If you got any questions, as usual, you can reach me in the comment section. And I'll try to answer as many questions till official worldwide release on Friday. I'll answer them to the questions, or if I make another video, I'll just respond to your question in the video or something before Friday. Alright, guys. Until next time, fellas. I'll holla at you dudes later. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Laters. One.
complete. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Bears get the win at home as we say so long from Soldier Field.